Elementary school. What pops in your head when you hear that? For me, it's remembering recess, and the time I yeeted my intestines onto every desk in the 5th grade. But most people would probably say recess, and if you're still as young at heart as I am, well, when you hear recess, you think of this one. Oops, I mean this one. And not this one. Kids have some of the most active imaginations ever. I mean, they pretended to smoke when it's cold outside. They think trees will grow in them if they accidentally eat a seed. Which is true, so watch out, wink, wink, wink. They even erased drops of water on the window. Or spoke to a fan to make their voices sound funny. And even pretended the floor was lava. Although social media proved that adults do it as well. And even had imaginary friends. Unless... When people think about playground games, normally things like Foursquare, tetherball, tag are popular to come up. But at my elementary school, we had a playground, and I remember it specifically being at the blue playground, meant for the older elementary kids. There were these things. You'd think this was like a weird thing kids would run through, hang and swing on, etc., etc., but because my peers were a G, we had a game with it. And yes, I'm acting high and mighty about this playground game, when in reality, other kids probably played this too. This game was called bar tag. Am I really going to tell you the rules of the game and how to play, even though you're watching this and will learn no relevant or useful information from this? Yes, I am. Bar tag, 2 parallel bars, and as the name implies, you're trying to tag the opposing person. You start on the right bar and run counterclockwise to the other side. Meaning, for those of you who don't know how a clock works, means you can only jump over the right bar. So left dominant people are already at a disadvantage. Short kids also came at a disadvantage, and I know because being 2 inches tall against those huge bars made it difficult to jump over.
Bruh.
But building a mound out of bark easily fixed this problem. Just make sure your opponent makes you a mound on their side too, otherwise Sally, who's 10 feet taller than you, will cheat their way to that win. I'm not bitter. And that's the base of the game. A good place to start for a beginner, but once you become more advanced, there's some rules that apply. When someone calls out these rules, each player has to abide by these rules once before running to the next side, unless you call a skip. It only applies to the player who called it, and they can skip their next bar jump and just run past it towards the opposite player. Can only call out once every couple of jumps because cheating is illegal on these playground grounds. Under. And again, as the name implies, just dunk under the bar instead of running past it. Yep, kids with active imaginations, but not very creative when it comes to names. Under overs. The side you're running on, you have to go under the bar and jump over the next. I mean, make sure that you flip around and face your opponent somewhere in the process. Switch. Remember how I said players move in counterclockwise only? Well, I lied. Switch literally means switching the direction you're running because I'm a liar. And this continues till someone calls out switch again. I guess it's supposed to be a challenge switching to the non-dominant side. So left side dominance, this is going to be your favorite role, but it's not a problem for me. I nailed it on the first go. Not that my left side is my dominant side or anything. Flips, where you, flip. Looks pretty crazy at first, but I'm sure kids just wanted to look cool while doing this move. Both kids grab under the bar and use the momentum of their jump to flip. Try not breaking your arms and let go of the bar when you finish. Double flips. Just flip, but you do it twice. Flip once, and flip back again. I guess it's supposed to be much harder to gain balance after doing it twice, but obviously not for me. I nailed it again. I'm just joking though, it took me a while to get it, but once I did, you bet I called it at every place I could, because maybe I was trying to take advantage of the fact my opponent also had trouble doing the double flip. But do what you gotta do to win, right? At least I played by the rules instead of Sally not playing fair by not building me a mound too. But again, I let that go. And I want to say that was all the special moves you could do. Some people had special house rules, but I don't remember those because I have a memory of a goldfish. But if you happen to find a pair of parallel bars, which probably won't happen, try out this game. I would love to play this game again, but I'd probably just tower over those bars now. And what's the fun in beating a bunch of little kids? So yeah, thanks for wasting your time with me. Bye!